All right. Well, Anthony has been eliminated, and the remaining players have survived round two, but we are now starting round three. Let's see if any of them are any closer to figuring out who the mole is, and let's listen in to their chats.
Great. Oh my God, we made it. We made it.
I was so nervous.
I will. So, okay. So, because you gave me those answers or the like questions, and I'm like, I am literally splitting amongst five people. And this is crazy because I feel like all five only had like three questions on them each, but it allowed me to do it quickly.
Yeah.
Um, what did you do? What did you end up
I
doing?
split it between two. I split it
Oh
between
my
Jessica and Tina.
God. Did you?
I'm like
Okay.
90% sure it's Tina.
Okay, if that's my see. Here's the thing. I did go high on Tina. I think I went five on Tina, only because I'm like, well, if it's the obvious mole, it would be Tina based on
Right.
what's happened,
Yeah.
and people will be doing it as such. So I
Yeah.
can't if I split and get like three or four questions right on everybody, then and everyone else does like all in or even splitting on Tina, they might get five, six right on Tina, and then I'm at the bottom of the. I'm still worried about it. I'm still worried. So
Yeah.
I need to narrow it in and like focus, but I'm very nervous to do so. Yeah.
There, now I should be good. I was
I was
having
just like
technical difficulties because it was not allowing me to change rooms.
switch over. Yeah. I just think this just with the two exemptions and us having a 1 in 5 chance of going home, I was like
Yeah.
really nervous
I was
with
nervous. I was
yeah.
really nervous.
Yeah.
Now I'm
I'm
going to be
surprised.
nervous.
So I just
Because,
don't
yeah,
know.
week one, I was focused on Jessica, based on week one's challenge, how she got
Yeah.
the money in the pig one
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um pretty fast. And then this week I swapped to Chell because um of how fast he was willing to go for an exemption right away and
Right.
spend the
The thing is
money.
though, between us, Chell told me that he purposefully sabotaged a little bit to throw people off. He
Okay.
picked hard doors, is what he said, to throw people off. And yeah, so I don't know. Could be something the mole says, or it could be a diversion for,
With the
other
exemption,
people.
I would be pretty quick to go for an exemption too, right? Because you want to save yourself.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was
I
happy that I got the exemption.
I go back and forth with that because with people who wagered $6, I was like, well, is the mole gonna want to put themselves out there and say
Right.
like, let's go all in? And what if they're the only one?
Yeah.
Or does the mole want to go more, you know, like wager something in case everyone's like, no, but be able to say like, oh, it wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that and yet I wagered half, but also like, so did you, Tina. You did like, or I mean, so did Tina. No, Tina did six.
Tina, yeah, she did. Hang on.
Brandon
Did
did
she?
six.
Yeah,
No,
I
Tina did
did
five.
six.
Tina did five. Tina did five. Yeah, Tina
I
did five.
did six because I wanted the chance to get the power
Yeah.
and
It
see
was
what it was.
Chell, Brandon, Heather, and Jessica who did six, I think.
Yeah.
You did, Tiffany, you did 275, is that right?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, and then I forget what Anthony did. I think he did less, but maybe. But I'm
Anthony
like,
only did $1.75.
see, and I'm like, I had written off Anthony, so this week losing Anthony doesn't help me at all. He's one of two people I written
Yeah,
off completely, and so I was like,
same.
okay,
I had him completely written off. Like I knew that he wasn't.
Yeah,
So
no, he wasn't even on my radar.
yeah, because when we're doing the decision maker challenge, like told to you, Tiffany, like he was siding on the right answers. I mean, you were there as well.
Yeah.
When I was like getting them wrong with Heather, I think, um, he was like, four weddings and a funeral. So like he was like pushing, and I'm like, oh, if you're the mole, you don't even have to push because you could
Right.
just let me, you know, say the wrong things. So I was like, there's no way that it could be him. Um, so I don't know. I don't know. I'm still thinking it's a lady. That's what I think.
I'm now going to be changing my method. I don't even know anymore. This
Yeah.
week I might change it and do variety.
Right. It's all about the notes, and for me, when I was literally on paper putting, I'm like, damn, I'm like that person's resume is as a mole is higher than I anticipated. Just thinking about it, but on
Yeah.
paper, I was like, it's much higher. So for me, there was someone who went higher, and then there was another person who went lower. And then yeah, and there's a few people I've written off, but I'm still like literally could be in. Is it the obvious mole is like my top question. Is it the obvious person or is that person just playing us?
But even to me, like there is an odd like one that I think is obvious, but then like somebody just like right tail and right behind. I don't know.
Oh my God, I don't know either. It's so I'm hoping today exposes people. Let's see it.
Yes, more of a clue.
Let's see it. I need it. I need it. I need it. I need it. Um, yeah, especially if people can win exemption, because if two more exemptions go up this week,
Yeah,
you know,
like I don't think it's Heather.
Heather's the one who went up for me. She went up on my list just because of what she had done. And I just can't get over, and it might be my downfall, but I just can't get over. I know how good she was at the Survivor season I played with her, and how great at lying and everything else she was. I just can't get over that.
However, because I didn't answer any questions towards Heather.
I'll score mine proper, and I'll share with just you what they were. But I think Heather was like the only one I don't know for sure was the order of the when someone shared what was it, their special thing or whatever. I
Yeah,
was like, oh God. I'm like, I don't know what order that went in. Because I just wrote people's names down first because it was all going fast and I just wrote what they were, but
right.
I did not have the right order. I
Yeah,
like based it on the execution order or something. So that was a guess, but I think I said like the last three people. I don't even know who they were. Um, and then I think so I don't know who that covers, but Heather, I got like four on, I think, like 4 out of 10 on.
okay.
And the highest for me was Tina. Tina, I got the
Yeah,
highest, highest.
Tina was the highest for me.
I think it was five, but and then whoever that first question covers, picking the last three on the
Yeah,
quiz. I don't know who
yeah.
that covers, so I'm not sure.
Hello, friends.
Hello.
Hello, hello, Jessica. What was the conversation in the other room?
We were trying to figure out what the mole power is.
Oh, Heather's mole power.
Yeah.
Has she hinted towards anything for anybody?
No,
Yeah, I don't know
no,
either.
not to me.
Okay, Jessica, did you split or did you go like all in on one person or two people?
Um,
I split on like four.
yeah, I kind of split it up and played the majority in a couple questions too. Like there was like where I didn't where there was one question where it was like, oh, like if I'm gonna
Yeah,
stick with this one or two person, like it would only apply to like one or two
One,
people. I'm
yeah,
yeah,
like, I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
I'm gonna do the majority in this
majority.
one. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, same.
Yeah, I also did that, and then just took, that, and then I was like, okay, let's spread this as much as possible.
Hmm.
But I don't know how quick people are taking their quizzes either. Mine was like 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah,
I can,
this one didn't take me very long.
you were 3 minutes? I wonder how long mine took. I'm looking it up
Yeah,
right
by the
now.
time I
Oh,
read them, and I
I
just
guess I
wanted to,
can look, right? Yeah.
mine was like, I think just under 3 minutes.
Oh, I don't. Oh, maybe I have to. I'll look after. I
I was
wasn't
like,
that fast. I wasn't three.
Now, last time Anthony, and so I'm like wondering if it's a time thing. I wonder if Phil's gonna tell us if it was a tie and it was time. Because last time Anthony said he took quite a while, like went and checked and made sure that he
Mhm.
was like whatever. So I'm like, did that get him this time? But if he also asked nobody what happened last week, that's interesting. Because I was waiting
Yeah,
to see if he was gonna
I
reach
can't
out.
imagine Phil's gonna give up that info.
So I don't know. Maybe Anthony based his questions on what he had seen up to date, but like not missing a whole round or a whole day or whatever
Yeah.
Oh,
is.
that's true. I forgot he did miss.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
putting.
He didn't ask
Mhm.
anybody, apparently.
Oh,
Didn't
hmm.
ask me.
No, I didn't talk to him at all either.
No.
I'd be hitting you all up, being like, tell me everything.
Everything.
Okay, well, I mean, who's the mole? Who's the mole? If it's
Obviously, you, Jonathan.
you were both no, obviously not. You're both very low on my list, so
I just, it changes every day. Then I go back and look at notes and I go back and look at things and then I don't know. I'm too wishy-washy.
I mean, I've seen games where the mole sabotages every round, and I've
Mhm.
seen games where, which I don't enjoy this, but I think that like the mole hasn't even started sabotaging till like the third or fourth round, and I'm like, how are you supposed to know then, you know?
But I don't.
Exactly.
I feel like there hasn't been any like big sabotages that have happened. Like there's people that have like gone for the money or gone for the exemption or maybe didn't perform as optimally in the challenges as we had hoped, but like nobody's like in my
Nothing's
mind.
blatant. Like there's no
Nothing's
No.
blatant,
blatant,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, because last round everyone didn't do great with the puzzles, so
Mhm.
it's easy to like hide amongst that, you know what I mean? Like, especially if someone went before you and you were like, wonderful, you know.
I am standing by my word that those were not logic puzzles.
Say, yeah,
Yeah,
right?
no.
But
Bullshit.
I feel like the mole would have known. I never thought that out. I feel like the mole would have known which puzzles were going in which order. Like I was very shocked to be like, you're first and you're by yourself. I was like,
Right.
great.
Mm.
Um, so I feel like if they had known which puzzles went, well, let's think. It was Heather and Chell who went last. And then that way you could like sit there and just look at what other people are doing and decide how much you want to sabotage based on how
Right.
poorly or well other people are doing. So if I was the mole and I was told what order, I'd probably have picked the last group. And they both did say like they picked that as an option. I feel like Heather even said like the last two groups were the options that she wanted. So I was like, you know, that's just a little suspicious for me.
You think the last two groups because it's easier to hide?
You would see how everyone's doing ahead of time, and then you could say
Oh, I
like
see.
if everyone's whipping through it, you're like, I can't throw this one that much.
Right.
But if everyone's like taking 20 minutes, you're like, I can take 20 minutes, you know? So you would look at it
Mm.
accordingly. So if I was the mole, I'm sure Phil would have told me what order things are being done in, and I would have made sure that I volunteered for one of the end groups so I could see everyone else. Not the first one like I did apparently, but so yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to hear how much information the mole gets for challenges.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
think they're
that it
like
will.
I think they probably get a full rundown.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah. Like this is how it's gonna work. This is how we're doing that. Like any surprises for us, I think they're told. And probably answers to things too. I would think.
Hmm.
So they